Hi guys. So, we've got the coronavirus going on and we've got groceries being a problem. So I thought that with all that occurring, Techie Joe brought up that, me making our own bread now, that I'd show you a little bit of that. Now we're going to speed through some of them so you don't have to listen to the mixer ground so much, but this is a really easy recipe. It's really not that time consuming. It's a lot of waiting, but that's about it. So here we go. You start out with 1 cup lukewarm water. Go ahead and put that in your standalone mixer. If you don't have a standalone mixer, you're going to need something that can set there and beat on its own. Then you put in 2 1/4 teaspoons of yeast. Fourth. Now you want your water lukewarm. You don't want it scalding hot. If you wouldn't give it to a baby, it's too warm and it'll kill your yeast. Also, caught off of another lady's video that if the water you use has a lot of chlorine in it, it'll actually kill your yeast. It won't actually populate. So if you're having problems out of raising your bread, that's probably it. Switch over to bottled or purified water. Okay. Just drop that into the bottom of your mixer. Let it set for 15 minutes. So, Alexa, set a 15-minute timer.
15 minutes, starting now.
And we'll be right back. Alright, y'all. That is what yeast looks like when it has been setting for 15 minutes. It shows that it's alive. It's all sparkly and stuff. Sometimes your yeast will kind of dry out, not go be alive anymore. And if it doesn't look like that, then it isn't ready for bread. Let's go ahead and get ready for making bread, shall we? Set you over here, a little live cam. Alright, so now that it's set for 15 minutes, we're going to add in some stuff. We're going to add in 2 tablespoons of butter, another 1/3 cup of lukewarm water, right out of the microwave. Now we're going to add in 4 cups of flour plus 6 tablespoons. Two, three, 4. Now normally I just eyeball things, but when you're baking, you have to do it semi-exact. Okay. So we have to put in some salt. Again, you want to put this over on top of the flour because salt will actually decline your yeast too. So put it on a dry flour or pre-mix it in. Alright, now this is the really hard part. Turn it on and walk away from the mixer. It'll kind of look like this. And if you let it run for a few moments, you'll want to add water to it. Don't. Just walk away, put it on your low setting, raise the bucket up, and just leave it run. We'll be back in 15 minutes. Alright, we're back a little early. The reason we're back a little early is it's starting to clump around the edges, and this sometimes happens. And what you got to do is you got to take one of these and pop it down in there. Because otherwise, it won't get all of it. Now, I'm sure they make some handy-dandy crappy thing. You know, KitchenAid's got something for everything. But this is $1, not 65. Alright, guys. We'll be back in a few more minutes. Alright, so we've let the dough mix for 15 minutes. It takes care of our kneading. And that's normally very simple. If it looks a little runny, add a little more flour to it. That means you got more moisture in here than you thought you did. Then you're going to take some olive oil, and you're going to put it into the bottom of a big bowl. I go about 2 tablespoons, but it's normally just a splash. So let's do that. And then you're going to take your bread dough. If you got a KitchenAid, it's a little bit of an aggravation getting it to go all the way in. But you want to unpop that bowl. And no, you cannot just add oil to your bowl and let it rise here. And you're going to work it out and drop it into the rising bowl. Takes a little work. It should be either a firm ball or a sticky ball. I've had them turn out both ways. Bowl in the oil, and you take and you turn it around so it gets oil all the way around it. Nice and ordered like that. And then you just take a simple kitchen towel, cover it with that, and you cover it over your bowl. And you want to tuck it in real well. Now, one of the older YouTubers on here used to put hers on a heating pad. I don't. I usually set mine on the stove and turn the oven on to the temperature I need to bake the bread at. That way it's going into a hot oven. Alright guys, so I'll see you in 2 hours, and we will put the bread in the oven. Alright guys, here's the bread, setting on the oven and getting ready to get warm, and rising up. We're making 2 loaves today. So there's 2 loaves there. Okay, so see you in about 2 hours. Alright, y'all. It's been about 2 hours, and as you see, the bread has risen. That's loaf 1. Y'all guys didn't get to see that mix. This is loaf 2. Nestle it from its little bed. Alright. So let me get you guys set up and set down, and then I'll show you what the next step. Okay, so the next step is to take Pam or cooking spray. This is a vegetable cooking spray non-stick. Baker's Friend's my favorite, but they didn't have that. And just coat your loaf pan very evenly. You want a little extra there. And then with that, you're going to take the dough out of the bowl, looking from your centers in, lift it up. It's going to be kind of moldy. You're going to mold it into what looks like a little loaf. Now, it's going to get smaller on you. That's okay. And then you nestle it into the pan. Try to get it as flat and roundy as it can be. where it looks like this, without it sliding out of the pan. So you're going to pick it up, work it into the center. You want to make sure to mash it really well and roll it where it's just kind of tumbling in. You know, we've gotten so used to store-bought bread, it was ridiculous. Half the time it ain't on the shelves, at least the brand you want. When you can do this, literally as you're doing 100 other things. You know, I've been waiting for the bread to rise and working on laundry and cleaning the house and working on website stuff. Really, it ain't that stressful. You plop it back into the pan and, of course, work it down to where it fits the whole pan. You want kind of a smooth top if you can get it. If you can't, that's okay too. Patty it down. And now you're going to put it back in underneath the towel in your warm spot for another hour. Maybe 45 minutes if your house is really warm. Let that kind of work its way up. Once it looks like it's about 1 inch to 1.5 inches over the pan, then you'll want to put that in the oven. We'll be back for that step. There you go. As you see, they've risen up. They're kind of like looking like comfy pillows. Yep, that's what you're wanting. All right, let's see if I can find a place to sit you. All right, so let's take the towel off. As you see, nice big pretty loaf. And they'll go into the oven for 45 minutes on 350. And you want them in the center of the rack. Didn't really think this was a big thing, but it is. Very important. There's the second one. You want it in a warm oven. You don't want to do any cold anything. If there's even a draft in the room, it can affect it. So it's in there for 45 minutes, and I'll show you what it looks like when we're done. Alright guys, the bread's done. Yeah, I kind of made a boo-boo and forgot it was in the oven. It happens. Bread's very forgiving. There's our loaf. That's what your grandfather and your grandmothers used to eat for bread. These are actually going out to Mom at night. Because some people apparently think they need like 30 loaves of bread. But what they really need is like 30 pounds of flour. And some yeast and sugar and, you know, all done. So let me pop you off your little stand. And we make the camera do what I want. There we go. That is the finished loaves. Alright guys. Alright, hope you liked the video. Hope you learned some. Comment below what your favorite sandwich is. And have a great day. Stay safe, stay calm, and let's just rock on along, shall we? Have a great day. Bye.